I'm Tracy Maxter with today's Record News Watch. They came to voice their opposition to a proposed townhouse development in the village of Bloomingburg.
Turn your documents over there, Judge Kelly.
More than 130 people, many of them members of the Rural Community Coalition Citizens Group, crammed into Village Hall and spilled outside, all of them wanting to raise questions about the 396-unit Chestnut Ridge project that opponents say is too large for the village to accommodate. The Overflow crowd triggered calls about open meeting law and fire code violations for a village hall with a capacity for just 85 people. Following a discussion, the meeting was shut down and rescheduled for August 22nd in a larger venue yet to be determined. Members of the recently formed community coalition say their mission is to protect the rural environment of the town of Mankato and the villages of Wurtsboro and Bloomingburg. The wife of Hudson Valley Congressman Maurice Hinchey will serve jail time in connection with a DWI incident last winter. Alison Lee Hinchey of Hurley, the director of an Albany area lobbying firm, was sentenced today to 60 days in jail, 3 years probation, and was fined $500 for driving drunk and with a suspended license. The charges came following a fender bender accident in January. Lee Hinchey told police she was texting at the time of the accident. She had pleaded guilty to driving while intoxicated and aggravated unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle. A West Point graduate and Rockland County native has been killed while serving in support of Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. Major Thomas Kennedy and 2 others were killed by a suicide bomber Wednesday in the Kunar province of the war-torn country. Major Kennedy, who was 35 years old, grew up in New City and began his Army service after graduating from West Point in 2000. He had been deployed previously in Iraq. He began his current deployment in Afghanistan last month. Major Kennedy leaves behind a wife and a twin son and daughter. If you think the projected $14 toll for the new Tappan Zee Bridge is too high, Governor Andrew Cuomo agrees with you. Today, the governor called on the State Thruway Authority to form a task force to find ways to lower the projected toll that will include renewed efforts to gain the maximum federal financial support for the soon-to-be constructed $5 billion Hudson River span. Governor also wants a design panel formed to ensure the new bridge fits with the natural beauty of the river. A Kingston man was ordered held on $50,000 bail following his arrest for alleged sexual contact with a 5-year-old girl. 33-year-old Rudolph Rudy Robinson was charged with sexual abuse, criminal sexual act, both felonies, and endangering the welfare of a child, following an investigation conducted by the Ulster County Family Violence Investigation Unit. While the debate continues over whether the Orange County Government Center should be repaired or replaced, county officials have gotten word that FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, will provide more money to repair damage done to the building from tropical storms Irene and Lee. FEMA will now provide $3.6 million to help cover storm damage repair costs. Figures a big increase from the $535,000 the agency had originally said it would be awarding. The Special Orange County Legislative Committee looking into the finances and management of the county's Valley View nursing home will hear from 2 final witnesses next week as it wraps up its investigation into the operation of the facility. No testimony was taken today as an attorney for former Orange County attorney, Judge Catherine Bartlett, submitted a letter declining the committee's invitation to testify, joining others, including County Executive Ed Diana, who chose not to provide sworn testimony. Despite the no-shows, committee member legislator Michael Anagostakis says they've gathered sufficient evidence to file a worthwhile report.
I'm very happy with it. I know that we haven't had some people come and testify, and that's unfortunate, but everybody else that's come has given us data that is contradictory to the data that we've gotten before. And it's come from professionals, people like accountants, under oath. That's what's critical.
The committee is due to submit its Valley View recommendations and findings September 6th as to whether Valley View should remain in county hands or be sold to a private operator. Members of the committee expressed hope today that the county doesn't choose to pursue a buyer before that date. In Sullivan County, voters gave overwhelming support last night to the plan to convert the former Cohen's Bakery in Monticello into a new regional library. By a more than 3-to-1 margin, residents in the library district approved a $5.3 million bond issue that paves the way for the purchase and renovation of the Broadway building, which is expected to open up in early 2014. Library trustees had been pushing for a new location to replace the overcrowded Crawford Library that has been in use since 1936. And remember the name Terrence Thomas II. The town of Newburgh boy is already making a name for himself in local boxing circles at the ripe old age of 8. Little Terrence trains at the Newburgh Boxing Club under the watchful eye of club founder Ray Rivera and his dad Terrence, an ex-pro, who stresses that his son have fun while he's learning about the sweet science. And little Terrence has skills. He's won his first 2 sanctioned bouts, including a tournament last week in New York City. Sports reporter Kevin Gleason has the story of father and son and their respective journeys here at Record Online and in today's Times Herald Record. Our weekend will apparently start out with more clouds and more rain. Saturday will be mostly cloudy with the threat of more thunderstorms in the early morning hours. There could be some clearing later in the day. The highs will be around 80 degrees. Sunday will be mostly sunny and warm, with temperatures reaching the middle 80s. Get all the news and weekend features in the Times Herald Record, and wherever and whenever news breaks, you will find it here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Banks.